Australia and England have stuck to the Super Series script, splitting the first two tests at Tweed Heads. The third and deciding international starts today. Welcome again to the Tweed Heads Bowling Club. I'm Steve Rebillard for ABC Sport, and the setup is perfect for this series. Australia swept through the first international, 3 matches to 0. Back came England in the second with a 2-1 victory, so it's all to play for in the third, and it'll start with the pairs this afternoon. These are the players involved for Australia. Adam Jeffiies will lead, Rex Johnson is his skip, David Holt and Stephen Farrish for England. Well, we have two fairly confident and yet nervous managers overseeing this series. I asked John Bell how he was feeling about the upcoming matches.
Well, exactly the same approach as it was in the second test. I mean, we had to raise our game after the performance in the first one. We knew exactly what we've got to do and how the Australians can play. And in all fairness to my boys, they responded very well, and they got their heads down. We've got 2 very good results, the first 2, and got the test won in the first 2 games. That'll be the same approach for the third test. They've got to concentrate fully, no loose play, no loose ends. We can't afford to give shots away against this good team, and things will hopefully look good.
Jeff Oakley for Australia is equally confident, and we asked him what he's looking for in today's match.
Win it. I said before this series started that it'd be nice to get a whitewash, 3-0 over England, but that was hardly likely. And that a 2-1 result I'd be more than happy with. So as long as we can win the third test, I'm not unduly perturbed about losing this second one.
Well, I'm sure that the players will be just as nervous as their managers. Ian Schuback, how about yourself? What are you looking for here?
Actually, looking forward to a great game, Steve. I think this will be a game that we'll all enjoy. As you mentioned, they've got everything to play for. I normally say it's up to the leads. In this case, maybe the experience of Rex Johnson could be the telling factor.
Let's have a look at the conditions of play for the pairs today. 2 bowls per player. It's over 21 ends. 30-second shot clock running, but an extra 10 seconds allowed for the changeovers. No dead ends. The jack is respotted on the rink in a predetermined place. The Australian and England flags flank the rink here at Tweed Heads, and we're all set up for a wonderful pairs match. So far in the series, it's a match apiece in the pairs. Australia winning it in the first test 21-8, but England taking the pairs in the second test 18-13.
Great line, David.
As David Holt gets us underway. Coming up a little short first up, but Adam Jeffiies, at 30 years of age, playing out of the St John's Park Club in Sydney, 3-time winner of that prestigious event in Hong Kong, twice the Australian Super Singles winner, and a Commonwealth Games fours silver medalist 4 years ago in KL. And David Holt, 5 years Adams senior from Acton Bridge in Lancashire.
Been down now, Davey.
Singles, pairs and fours national results back home.
Couple of feet.
And he will skip the fours at the Commonwealth Games.
Good track.
Now Rex Johnson hoping this might frighten the jack. Certainly the first 3 bowls have not been too close. But this is better coming in from Adam Jeffiies. They've had a roll-up Shui, but it's no surprise when they don't exactly nail the jack in such an important match in the first few bowls.
Well, 2-end trials, Steve. You'd expect closer bowls than what we've seen in the opening end. Maybe a few early nerves.
You're a tougher taskmaster, that's all. I'm just more forgiving. I'm a gentler kind of guy. 31 years old is Stephen Farrish. He'll skip the pairs for England in Manchester. Singles, triples and pairs winner outdoors over the last 10 years. And what a start.
Now that is an international class bowl. Stephen Farrish, first bowl. So, I mean,
51 years young, Rex Johnson. Commonwealth Games veteran now, gold medalist in 94, silver in 98, pairs and fours respectively.
Bend a bit. Bend a little now. Edge. Good shot, mate.
Gave that a good try.
Very good shot.
And again.
England still holding, according to David Holt.
David Holt said same again to Stephen Farrish, and Stephen just shook his head.
As if to say, well, I can do that occasionally, but...
Round again, Steve.
No danger really. England have the bowl behind the jack.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just down, mate.
Rex Johnston.
Same shot, just drawing through your own. We've got to catch you there.
My bowl behind it, is it?
Oh, you're an inch and a half in front.
Johnston could play this shot on either forehand or backhand, but he's already played one on the forehand. Same type of bowl, just an ounce more weight. Looking for solid contact.
Try, mate. Try.
Not there.
Come down.
And finds a port, one down, and England are away. Just a single pickup, first end of the pairs in the third test.
Morning, Charlie.
I'm sure the fans here at Tweed Heads will be watching this tactical battle with enormous interest. They come along not just to enjoy the bowl, Shuey, but hopefully to learn something as well about how the best in the game approach it.
About to say, David,
yes,
very
Steve,
near.
I can remember when I started,
Well,
I used
excellent.
to watch all the top bowlers play and tape all the television matches and try to
Right in the
pick up
middle.
a few points. And it looks easy for non-bowlers, this game. Just simply get the right line and get the right weight. The faster the green, the more difficult or more touch required. And this is quite a fast indoor surface. Need to put the bowl out very wide, although the Australians are playing with very narrow bowls
Start 'em up. Well done.
compared.
And again, David.
Look at the angle of the finish on Adams' bowl compared to the red disc bowl belonging to David Holt. It's finished 90 degrees to the jack. It was going sideways at the finish. So David Holt has to put his bowl out a lot wider on the rink.
And again, David.
As the bias
Very
now
close again
starts
here,
to
David.
take effect.
Top side. Top. Ooh, come in here.
Unfortunately, two beautiful lead bowls, but at this level, that's not really a good shot. It's very easy to convert when there is a jack-high bowl. Jack-high, for the benefit of non-bowlers, is the front of the bowl, looking from the mat end, from where Adam is now, the front of the bowl being level with the front of the jack. Pretty easy to trail the jack or rest on the bowl at this level.
Oh, great shot, mate.
There was the conversion that you suggested was well within the capability of Adam Jeffery. He's proved that straight up.
Either way, David. Either way. Great shot.
It's brought a smile to his face.
It's also good, Steve, as any bowler will tell you, that if you can play a couple of good shots in the opening one or two ends, it really does set the pattern for the match. And especially skipping, and one of the biggest mistakes skips make is a lot of skips play weight early. It's very important for Rex Johnston and Stephen Farrish just to get into a drawing rhythm for the first few ends. Don't play too many attacking shots.
Great track, mate. Yeah, just yard shot. Lovely line. Next time.
Good news for Farrish is the
Lovely.
line was superb. Would have nailed the jack if he'd had one extra metre. Rex Johnston loves his forehand. Backhand's not weak, but his forehand is almost in the fingertips. Very light grip on the bowl. Inexperienced bowlers tend to grip the bowl tightly. That's the worst thing you can do. Unless you're driving, you must have a light grip on the bowl.
Just drop off now, mate. Just drop around that. Well done.
Super shot, Rex Johnston, 2 to Australia.
Yeah, this time.
Well, Brian Davies, our marker, he's holding up. He's a few metres away behind the head, but he's holding up 3 yellow lollipops. So maybe it's 3 to Australia. Big bowl coming up from Farrish.
Just running a touch this time.
And again,
Certainly from that
Rexy.
angle behind, it doesn't look like 3.
Sorry, thought I pushed it too much.
Well, this could be an absolute disaster if
line again, eh?
Brian Davies, our marker there, he's
I think
saying
it was a fast shot.
3. Confident call.
Runs on a bit on that.
But
Yeah.
Brian hasn't been to the head to have a look. I think he's... As you mentioned, Steve, it looks like England's red disc bowl seems to be the
mate.
3rd nearest.
Very close here, Rex. Well done, mate.
Well, it's certainly 3 now. And it is only 3. So I'm glad our eyes aren't failing us entirely, but here we are. 3 to Australia, and they've jumped to the lead. So Australia has picked up a valuable triple in the second end.
Started to there, Adam. And you come, mate. Start up, well done.
Do you think this is actually the intended length of jack rolled by Australia, Shuey, or would they like that extra 1.5 metres or 2?
Well, we haven't seen Adam leading at all in this series. So we normally see Steve Glasson nailing the jack over 33 metres, Steve.
On the inside of it. Bit more.
Adam has rolled the jack probably about 3 metres short of maximum, so we're playing to a 30-metre length
inches.
jack. Interesting that David Holt, he started off on the forehand, the first end, and now on this end he's playing the backhand. He failed badly on the opening end, and that was after 2 trial ends. So
Right weight now, mate.
players really, after a couple of trial ends,
Come on,
should
Adam.
know which side
Well played here, mate. Well
they
done.
want to play.
Rex Johnson likes this, and with good reason.
A lot of skips allow the lead to dictate the length of end played, and that's quite a good tactic. It relaxes the lead. It's nothing worse than having a skip that demands that you roll the jack a certain length, and then if the lead's a couple of metres short or overweight, it does sometimes make the lead more nervous.
Drop. Oh, you're unlucky. You're very near there.
Again, 2 short bowls from England. Early pattern of this match is not looking good for England.
Do you think that tactic you're speaking of, Shuey, is particularly relevant to 2-bowl pairs where the lead's contribution is even more significant?
Well, it's I know I sound like a stuck record sometimes, Steve, but in 2-bowl pairs, the lead's job is the most important of all. We saw in the second test, 19 of the 21 ends played were scored by the team where the lead finished up holding shot. It's much more difficult to convert. 2-bowl pairs is a draw game, basically. Not too many attacking shots because you haven't got enough bowls to build up the head, not enough bowls to drive that or run through.
Yep.
So, but as I said in the opener, Rex Johnston, Brian Davies, he likes those 3.
I think he's right this time.
Lollipops. Stephen Farrish, I'm not sure whether he can mix it with, well, he's attacking. Looks to be a little wide. He's missed everything. Stephen Farrish, wow. As I mentioned before, it's a good tactic to get into a drawing rhythm. He's attacked and...
Get to your last.
Wow, look how wide that target is. You would have thought he'd make contact with one of the short 3 bowls. Rex Johnston drawing for 4. Just not sure whether Stephen Farrish has the experience on this carpet to match Rex Johnston. Rex is good enough to get out of trouble, and we've already seen a wild drive from Farrish.
If it's killing,
Good.
Now what is he going to play?
Probably 4 either side with a kill.
Right.
I think if you can try and play sort of 5 or 6 yards and try and get a ball or get my ball up onto their ball, or
Right, okay.
still the same option, but
Spring the jack forward would be the best result. But once you have a full-blooded drive, tactically it's better to go again. Holt has asked Farrish now to play the more difficult swinging one.
quicker.
He'll need to hold that line. It does swing the forehand.
So the change of weight did England no favours whatsoever, and it's another pickup of 3 shots for Australia. And they've jumped out to a lead of 5. Well, the early news is good for Australia, and supporters of them 6-1 through 3 ends.
Starter again, Ads.
Adam Jeffery and Rex Johnston mentally be feeling so confident now, Steve.
Shot, mate. Well played.
2 threes. It's almost unbelievable at this level.
That's what they're playing for. And coming into this 3rd test, of course, it was all even.
Speaking of confidence, the English lads,
And again, Davey.
David Holt, Stephen Farrish,
Run
they
a shade.
have a few
Run a bit more.
self-doubts at the moment.
Bit more on that line.
Holt
Great try,
must
Davey.
pass the jack
Good
with
reply,
at least
well done.
one of his 2 bowls. That's a good opening bowl from David Holt. And one of his few effective bowls. Adam Jeffiies'
Same sort of area,
greatest
Adam.
strength is his
Great try again,
concentration.
In you come. Get off him now.
He's
Get
very
off the edge.
composed, unruffled type of player, Adam.
By the way, Davey.
Doesn't show much emotion on the rink, and it was a good one.
Not bad try here, Davey. Very close. Down. Down, Davey. Down. Slip
Well,
that.
David
Hold on, a
Holt.
couple of seconds now.
Skip would be
Hold
happy
on.
with that. Well, we come to expect 60% in the 2-bowl pairs, 70 in singles, and Australia in the ballpark. But look at England, 38% effective. Only 6 out of 16 played. Early days, 38%. They'll need to drastically improve that percentage.
Yes, we're only into the 4th end and a 6-1 lead for Australia, but in the second test pairs, Australia led 7-2 after 5 ends, and
Turn hard.
England overwhelmed Australia in the second half of that match to win at
Just a
18-13.
couple
So
feet, that's all.
it can certainly
should look
be
fair.
retrieved.
Pace
It's
half
way
the
too
field,
early to be
kind of thing. We get the weight.
too concerned about England's fortunes. They've just made a poor start.
Well, Stephen Farrish, Steve, he needs to make a good conversion shot. He really hasn't played an effective shot yet. He'll be playing weight on the forehand, probably hoping to bring the jack right through or turn this bowl out of the head and stay. That's the better option. Could make 3 shots. Solid contact on the shot bowl. He's got plenty of weight.
Hold. Hold.
Got the jack. Well, the jack will be respotted. It's probably not a good result for England. The jack will be respotted on that little cross, which is 2 metres up from the bank and 1 metre
mate.
in from the rink. That faint line on the right of the jack is not the edge of the rink. It's 1 metre outside that. So that line is only about, well, a third of a metre. So Rex Johnston holding 2, one would suggest. Pressure's going to be on Farrish with his last bowl. He'll probably be 3 down once again.
All right, run.
Uncharted territory out there.
You're in. Hold on. Shot.
You go, Stevie.
It's a third, but it's left plenty of room for Farrish.
You said it's uncharted territory, Steve, and this is a problem. Got to look at a new line. I'm not sure how much the backhand will turn way outside the rink
tight.
now. Looks to be light.
Sorry, mate.
A very disappointing
Sorry.
bowl from
Sorry,
the
David.
England
Yeah,
skip.
Oh,
Three,
that's
mate.
poor, really.
3.
And the Australians have got their hand up for 3 more. That's 9 shots in 3 ends. And that does make for grim reading if you're an England supporter. The Australians have raced out of the gate.
Start him up.
Consecutive 3s. Second, third and fourth ends.
Shot, Adam. Well done.
And they are on song. They're playing with confidence. In front of a home crowd, of course.
David Holt, he started on the forehand. On the third end, he played the backhand. And now, on this
again,
5th
Davey.
end, he's back
Put it.
on the forehand. Not a good tactic. This is a
pace, that's
slower
all. Great
side,
line.
the
All right, mate.
forehand.
All right, next
Oh,
time.
he's dropped 2 metres short. Well, that is a terrible bowl, really, at this level. I've had 2 tests on this rink. Holt only had 1 hour practice before the first test, which is nowhere near enough practice. He did not come over with the team. He's been
Again.
playing in Sydney for a club
The beauties, mate.
this
Well played,
season. Adam Jeffiies, oh, well, this is easy. I'll just draw a second. Maybe a little touch on my own or pass the jack would be... That is superb leading, Adam Jeffiies. Rex Johnson. How would you like to be Stephen Farrish? Rex would be feeling totally relaxed.
Again, Davey. Go on in. Hurry.
Stephen
Hurry
Farrish should be
Davey.
hoping this bowl finishes
Hurry
close.
shade. Go on, a bit more. Bit more.
Still 2 down.
So once again, the Australian skip Rex Johnson goes to the mat in the better position.
Just stay out a bit.
He did a little bit.
Hard to put a value on that, isn't it, Shuey? That it's that most unusual look, especially at international level, to see a scorecard with 3 consecutive threes to one team,
Especially
2 bowl pairs.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. 2 bowl pairs when there's only 4 bowls played on each end. Australian bowlers normally play pairs. It's virtually like getting 3 sixes in 4 bowl pairs. Unbelievable. And one could...
Just a yard, that's all.
Well, Johnston probably trying to disturb the shot bowl to lay it down or
Good.
take the shot bowl away from the jack would be better. But if it's outdoors and difficult, gusty wind, well, you can get big scores, but not indoors. No wind at all.
Well, the game situation prompted Stephen Farrish to have a lengthy discussion with David Holt. This is his first bowl of this end.
He might have. David Holt, would he like to come up to the mat and skip? It's not the type of situation to be wanting to be skipping when you're always under pressure.
All right.
Yeah, drop a good metre,
Weight
mate.
control, trying to draw. He's finished
here or
2.5 metres overweight.
Oh, I think... Well, it's probably better there. You play a shot, you know, you're just drawing. You beat, but he's not dropping his weight.
Wonderful call from Adam. He's saying, you play their shot, Rex, touch the jack, or rest on my bowl. That's what Farrish is attempting to do. So you take the shot away from him, Rex. You play it first.
Shot. Well played, Rex.
Absolutely perfect, Rex Johnston. And there is an English bowl of David Holt's 3 metres up the green, blocking the
I'd play the same,
drive.
just tighten your green a bit. Still contacting with Rex. He's going to push it to you.
Look at that bowl top of screen. It's just blocked the drive. Rex Johnston.
Holding 3, Australia, as Brian Davies indicates. Brian, a former rugby league international
Close now.
In the area.
for Australia.
Down.
Bend.
Yep.
Bend.
Down.
Got something
Bend.
here.
Bend. Bend. Solid.
Play, mate.
Oh, good result. And that's 1 to England. Now, something had to go their way. And smiles all around for Stephen and David. After conceding 9 shots in 3 ends, they've arrested that slide, picked up their second, but it's 9-2. Well, what can England do? They've at least got the mat back. They can determine the length of end that they prefer.
26 metres rolled by
Again,
David
Davey, bit
Holt.
more.
And he's
Bit
off to
more.
a fine
Bit
start.
more. A good start,
60
18.
centimetres short on a couple of feet. Look at the narrow
weight
line
edge,
of this
got a good
bowl. It's
track.
way inside the rink compared
come
to
down,
Holt's
mate.
delivery. Just a gentle
play it, Adam.
draw at the
Shot.
finish.
That's a ball shot, Davey. Back your last in here.
David Holt, he's known for chopping and changing his bowls all the time. Doesn't have a favourite set. Puts this bowl, look at this, right out wide. That's
break now.
a metre wider than Adam Jeffiies' bias.
Not bad effort here, David. Very close. Very close, Davey.
Sometimes
down
on
the six, down the
indoor,
six.
it's good to have a wide
Down the
drawing
six.
set. You can draw round, short bowls. He falls over and will be the shot.
Stop there, mate. If you turn, yours is good.
I won't too much, sorry.
Well, didn't turn enough to promote his own, but that's made it interesting. I think Australia's holding Shuey. It's a-
Rex Johnson saying to Adam, you've got the shot.
Yeah, late.
always a good example of why you should never comment about the bowl you put down. There's nothing more embarrassing than saying, oh, I'm sorry. And you play the perfect shot. Took the shot bowl clean out, Australia holding one.
Stephen Farrish.
Well, this will need a hurricane to bring this bowl back in. Look how wide Farrish has gone.
Weight's all right in it.
Weight's good, mate.
The weight's good. That's they're both focusing on the positive. The weight was good.
Thank you.
Not far away.
Johnston looking for the bowl
back
at
file,
5
mate,
o'clock
close.
behind the jack.
Turn. Great try. Great try.
See that, Davey, yeah?
Fell off the mat again and dropped the head. The eyes went down. The head was moving. Body wasn't real still.
Thanks,
Much
Steve.
better line coming in this time from Stephen.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He's drawn the shot.
Has indeed.
I was going to get the weight.
Very wide drawing bowl. And around behind the jack and virtually locked in.
Oh, run.
That's not there.
On down.
And that's another one to England, so the comeback may have started. It's 2 ends in succession, just single shots picked up. And they still trail by 6. So it's 9-3. The funny thing about that scoreline is that both teams have won 3 ends. But Australia's 3 ends were rewarded with 3 shots in each.
Steady down the shade now, Davey. Near here.
3 singles for England.
Well ball.
I have the theory, Shuey, that it's not always
Yeah, well done. Good shot,
a
man.
good thing to score heavily early in the match, that it gives a false impression of how the contest is going to go. It certainly wakes up the opposition, and it certainly happened to Australia in the second test in the pairs. They were out to a big lead early and they were overrun.
Well,
Hold a bit longer now, Mark.
promise me you won't write a bowls book, Steve, because that theory is... It's novel.
Great effort.
I wasn't going to write a novel, it's just a theory.
It's very difficult in 2 bowl pairs to peg back a big lead. The good news for England, Steve, is that Stephen Farrish on that previous end, after playing a pretty woeful
again.
first bowl, he drew magnificently.
line.
And now David
Hold
Holt,
the line.
look at these 2
Hold
bowls.
it.
Very
This can be
effective,
good
very
again, Davey.
consistent.
Well ball.
So England are settling down into a pattern of drawing
He's got a
close.
bowl in front.
Well, Steve Glasson there in the crowd. A couple of spectators. He's pretty relaxed. He's carrying a book with him. Might have been a Steve Rebillard theory of not scoring too many shots too early in a match.
Winning psychology, lose early.
Great effort. Good value. Well done.
For travelling sportsman, he's got the obligatory bookmark. It's a boarding pass for an aeroplane.
Backwards.
There are a lot of examples in bowls, Steve, where a team does get in front and players in the team tend to relax. And, you know, look at that. Those second, third and fourth end. Gee whiz. And the old theory, the really great theory, this one, Steve, if you cannot get the shot, make sure you get second shot and only go 1 down. Australia only dropping 3 singles. And really that is the key to success. When you start dropping multiple counts, multiple scores, especially 3 ends in a row, it is a long road back. Do you find, not at this level, but certainly at club level, a lot of players, they'll get 10 shots in front of their opponents and start chatting to one another, how, you know, imagining their name up on the honour board, and 30 minutes later it's all square. Players can relax, but
Close,
not
mate.
at this level. Wonderful
Great
conversion
shot.
for a shot from
Rex.
Rexy Johnston. Beautiful weight. That's his strength. couple of metres through the head,
How far off the jack
off
is
the
it,
shot
Davey?
bowl, pick up the
it's
jack,
about,
perfect angle to come
3
off
inches.
onto the jack and fall over, if you will, Rex,
Just get the
just to
balls
hide it.
out, I think. If
Two
you
down,
get,
the
if you
two
get
up.
mine, we're still the shot.
Rex, we often
Which
think is
ball
well
first,
named. He's the
the shot ball
conversion
first,
king.
yeah.
Rex
Well,
the
I
king.
think I come down the back and you want to try and clip the edge of that and you get the other one as well.
Okay.
Well, Farrish showing confidence in his lead. David Holt saying, yeah, I'll play the shot you've asked me for. Off the second shot.
Quicker, edge. Oh, dear
Well,
me.
that's not too good. The nearest English bowl has been taken out.
Got 2, mate. That's
Hasn't
first
driven
shot's
at
a
all
yard.
well, Stephen
one.
Farrish, in this series. He's had a lot of drives. Looks to be a bit unlucky for a while. He had one of the shot bowls out, but jammed on the English bowl. Rex Johnston now, well, another 3 coming up.
So it's gonna be
Would have over 1 metre of room.
Drop in now, mate. Well done.
See this,
Well played, Rex.
Adams called it good early. Oh, don't do that. It's another 3 to Australia. Only scored in 4 ends, but 12 shots, thank you. Well, John Bell, I don't know if he's writing his
David
next
Holt.
speech.
No, David Holt skipping.
John, I was handed some John Bell there.
Stephen Farrish leading. That's what he's writing down, Steve.
Oh, I see.
Starter at.
It's a big responsibility to
Good play.
management.
Good
They've got to
shot.
go back
Well done.
home and tell the John Bell has
Great
to go
shot.
home. Well, Adam, Jeffrey, if you don't mind, 33 metres away, nailed the jack. They've actually got it. John Bell, Steve, he's got to go back to England and report officially in writing to the selectors of, you know, what was good, what wasn't so good, and any suggestions for changes.
Head down now, Davey. Head down, Davey, because you've got a great weight.
A postscript in bold
Excellent
face. It was my fault.
I was happy with the way they played. Actually, they have played very well, England. Anything can happen in a game of bowls, and even if England should lose this opening pairs match in the 3rd test,
Wherever you
there's
go
a few
now, it's
people
good at.
suggesting that Mervyn King can beat Steve Glasson
Round
in
him
the
out.
singles, and maybe
Best is good,
all
David.
down to the last
Sit off your
triples
own and get the
match.
shot now.
England too, Shuey, are coming off a series outdoors on slow greens against South Africa.
Better rod, Davey. Go on,
Also,
run it.
Steve,
Up.
not only is Adam
Yeah.
and Rex played
Lucky
together a
there,
lot
buddy.
for Australia, they're club members at St John's Park. They're playing every Saturday together.
On the track.
David Holt's from Blackpool in the Midlands of England, and Stephen Farrish up in Cumbria, far north west, almost into Scotland. So they really never get the opportunity to play together. Takes time to form a strong combination. Personalities, style of play, even knowing what your teammates' strengths and
Mr.
weaknesses are
Farrish.
so important. If you've hardly ever played together, well, it's almost impossible to know that. Wow, everything going for Australia. Just a delicate touch.
Still try and just nudge it to get your own ball past is good.
On there, Davey.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of American people there in the crowd. I was talking to that gentleman before playing. He's from Florida, and they actually play. He's got a 14 rink green, huge rectangular
Too
green. There's
wide.
14 rinks on one green, and it's not
Yeah,
grass.
too
It's
wide.
not synthetic
Sorry,
green.
David.
It's a
No.
sort of
Quick reel.
granulated slate. It's virtually
No
like
chance.
playing on grey
Nearly
sand.
touching, mate.
And,
Anything on this side, past the jack's good.
Actually, bowls is
You know, if you
booming
just
in
drop
America.
past the
There's
jack on this side's good.
a lot of resorts and clubs going up in America now.
What kind of speed would that surface offer, Shuey?
Pretty slow, obviously playing on a sandy type surface, Steve. The technique's not so good. It's a bit more like bocce. You really give it everything, not like this free running carpet. But there
Come on, all the way.
a lot of, well, quite a
Run.
few really top American bowlers on the world scene
Well
now.
done. Good.
A wonderful
good.
spot. Rex Johnston just behind the jack, almost
21
counting.
down.
Is it possible to draw on there, Davey?
We're
Yeah.
going to try the draw,
David
yeah.
Holt
Rex,
says-
this is the length.
We're only
Right.
one down. Don't do anything silly, like take ours out. And would almost be an impossibility to draw this on the backhand. Australia have it absolutely surrounded, the jack.
Not a bad feeling trailing 12-3 and knowing that
Weight was pretty good.
the best you can do really is go another one down. And that will be the result here in the 8th end. Australia picks up another shot, their first single of the match. They might almost be disappointed with that. And it's 13-3, a 10-shot lead. Adam Jeffery playing with confidence. Confidence brought about by his own good play and that very friendly-looking scoreline.
Start again, Adam.
You're talking about
Shot at.
maintaining concentration, Steve, and your theory was perhaps not a good idea to get away to a good start. And, wonderful opening goal from Adam. One of the tricks that I personally used was if you lead such as this game, 13-3 in front, bowls is a mind game. You just imagine you're 13-3 behind. You know damn well the scoreboard is in your favour. But you actually, Holt, Jack would be good. Oh. Yeah, had a bit of weight on that. But if you actually believe that you're 13-3 behind, your concentration is intense. You'd be saying to yourself, well, come on, 13-3, we must score this end. And let's say you score another 2 or 3 and you're 15-3. The next end you're saying to yourself, oh, come on, tighten up. No loose bowls from now on, and you just go further in front. That's having the killer instinct, not letting your opposition back in the play. Adam Jeffery, superb leading.
Well, Jeff Oakley, Australian manager, closest to screen, he's got to be pleased with the situation, even if his face doesn't suggest that. He's keeping it inside.
Oh, he's leaning back and relaxed, and John Bell's ready to run off the seat and come out on the rink and take over, Steve.
Base too much on it.
All right, great road.
Look at this Holt again. He's wayward. 2 metres overweight.
Making sure I get there, you know. So
I know, that's the thing, isn't it?
I think so. No, I think yeah. Yep.
Try.
Really struggling with weight in this end, England. Stephen Farrish.
A lot of bowlers here, Steve, would perhaps come up and draw a shot in this area. That's, Rex Johnston won't be playing that. He'll be either out here or maybe in this area. He'll be keeping clear of the jack. He would have just over 1 metre of room to score a third. He won't worry at all if this bowl does not count. He'll be just looking for a bit of protection on one of the wings.
And counting, mate. Well done.
And counting and covering.
Thanks, Stevie.
Perfect bowl, Rex Johnston. Well, Stephen being distracted. Very unusual technique. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are quite interested. Well, once again, there's movement in the stand, and well, this is very off-putting. He's 3 down. Oh, shake of the head.
Well, that's because there was another noise in the stand. They're fiddling around with a chain. It's most irritating that was happening while the player was attempting to get set on the mat.
Well, even with the shot clock counting, you should not go through your delivery. You just say to the umpire, look, I can't bowl with this noise. Restart the shot clock, please.
It's hard to say if it does kill that side. Like, I'd draw to beat that one now, Rex. You know, you got that spot covered. Draw to beat that.
Imagine Stephen Farrish's mindset now. What would be going through his mind? He'd be cursing the distraction. He's going to be 4 down. Johnston may just keep well clear and say, well, we've got another 3. That's okay. 3's our lucky number today. We've already scored 4 of them.
Well played.
Well, this is going to be a full count.
Was a Davy. You just think out that.
Stephen Farrish needs to stay down a little bit on this delivery when he lets it go. No body movement. Well, he's followed it off the mat. Can give it that little bit extra weight.
Hey, Steve, same again.
4, mate.
4, yeah.
Oh dear, that is the maximum count, and the match is just slipping away so quickly from England. And Australia races to 17 shots, England 3. 9 ends played.
17-3, the scoreline. Have I told you my theory, Shuey, that you should score early if you possibly can, because that really puts the opposition away?
You're starting to sound like a bowler. They change their opinions so often just to suit the scorecard. Well, it's a nightmare now, Steve, actually. 17-3. There's 2 rubbers to come in this deciding test match, and David Holt and particularly Stephen Farrish, their confidence is shattered at the moment.
Steady down now.
Well, I must say that 9-2 looked a lot different to 17-3 when I floated the first version of my theory.
2.5.
Well, 4 threes and 1 4. It's unbelievable. And sometimes not really having a shot at Steve Farrish. He's a great guy and he's obviously a top outdoor skip in England.
Off now, mate.
But the indoor game,
Well done, Adam.
touch is required. He does not have the good enough technique to draw consistently close to the jack, bowl after bowl on a fast green. His technique is more suited to a slower green. He follows off the mat. But
Hurry.
it's a worrying sign for England, especially in the triples. So I don't know how these 2 players are going to perform in the triples. They've got to obviously put this game out of their mind. The match is virtually lost now.
It's not been on there today, is it?
Angling now.
David Holt spraying his 2 lead bowls again. Well, believe it or not, they have improved England. They were at 38% early. They're up to 46%. You'd expect 2 bowl pairs to be in the high 60s. Australia 70%. So England have improved, but still very poor. And the reason perhaps I'm a little critical, Steve, is everything's relative. A lot of bowlers criticise poor bowls, but in poor conditions. Now, in difficult conditions, if you're playing outdoor with a gusty wind, a bowl within 1.5 metres is difficult to beat. But on a perfect indoor carpet, not a breath of breeze, beautiful temperature, pleasant for the players, very easy on an indoor green to get into a drawing. Well, you just keep on nailing the jack. And Stephen Farrish and David Holt are spraying their bowls everywhere today.
You're sort of two foot to the jack, really, mate.
I mean, the only intangible they're having to deal with, I suppose, Shuey, is the pressure. I mean, it's 1 test all to play for in this 3rd international, and the pairs, the first match of this 3rd test, is very important for both teams in the context of the whole series.
Give you another chance, mate.
And it's Australia who's come out ready to play.
4 feet.
4 feet.
And because it is so important, this match, Steve, starting off the 3rd and deciding test,
Oh, sorry, mate.
an indication of a really world-class players. They play their best bowls under pressure. The bigger the occasion, the better they play. I think the occasion has just got the better of Steve and David.
Close with this.
But every game's different.
Maybe this time. One to Australia, though. And still, they keep adding to their impressive total. 18-3 after 10 ends. Well, you wouldn't say the Australian game is falling apart, but Adam Jeffiies did roll the jack into the ditch. So that allowed England to determine the mat position and the length. And what have we got, Shuey? 24, 25 minutes?
Adam, well played.
Just 24, Steve.
Well done.
Rex Johnston queried the length, but it's just long enough. And whilst Adam lost control of the jack, he's saying to David Holt, maybe I just lost that deliberately, David, to show you that I'll let you choose the length and I'll still outdraw you. See that left arm of David Holt's, it does not rest on his thigh or knee for good balance. The body does move a bit with David on his delivery. And that's one reason, technically, on a good free running green, he plays a few wayward bowls.
That's all.
So short, mate. Yep.
I mean, on some of the English greens, especially outdoors, technique goes out the door. I mean, you've almost got to have a run up on the mat to get the bowl up. The greens are that slow, so the technical side of the game is not that important. on a slow green. Very important on a free-running green we have here at Tweed Heads. Wonderful leading Adam Jeffery. One on the forehand, one on the backhand. Just watch David's left arm. It does not rest for balance, and the body moves as he delivers the bowl. The body's moving.
Probably fast now, I think.
And see, there's so much body movement in the delivery. Because he has so much body action, it's very difficult to control. He thought he was heavy. He was, but he almost got the shot. Still 2 down.
Jacking on purpose.
One thing about David, look at the cheeky grin. He never gets upset with himself.
I thought, well, I didn't want to be short, so even me, I was getting a result from bowling.
The running ball, particularly. I went with a 3 the other day, and she said it was a
Rex Johnson, and it's all going well for the Australian. Adam Jeffiey must be thinking, this is all very nice.
Yeah, at the moment we've got a handsome lead, but still 5 or 6 ends to go, and anything can happen in 2-bowl pairs, but we just got to keep it tight.
Must have been pinching yourself after 4 ends, Adam, at 9-1.
Yeah, well, it's always, in a deciding test match like this, it's always good to get the first rubber and a handy lead, but it's not over yet.
Well, Adam, you're not suggesting your opposition are going to play out the 21 ends, are you, mate?
Well, I hope not.
well, maybe they are, Adam. First successful drive from Stephen Farrish. Belted the jack.
I've still got 3.
And you're still holding...
No, 1 I think we've got.
Well, the jack will come back onto the ring, a solid connection. The jack goes off the rink. It will be respotted 2 metres from the bank, 1 metre from the rink. And where's the toucher, Adam?
Is that the toucher there, mate? Is that his toucher?
I think somebody's taken the toucher.
No,
it's disappeared, has it?
We've lost one of the opponent's bowls, but the toucher's in the ditch. We have 1, mate.
So Stephen Farrish's bowl, Adam, is second shot, is it?
Yeah, the toucher in the ditch is the second shot. Actually, we've lost the jack. The jack's gone down some sort of hole in the ditch.
Jack's run. Jack's gone.
I think we've declared.
Well, that's the toucher. That's Farrish's bowl in the ditch. That's alive. Brian Davies marks that, and he cannot find the jack. The jack has disappeared.
It might be in David Holt's pocket.
We've had it all.
Here we go. We've got a replacement jack.
That's a lightweight one, though. You've not got a heavyweight one. Well, no, the other one we had is an indoor jack. That's not an indoor jack.
Oh, well, David Holt is saying that is not an indoor jack. He knows the weight of the jack. Indoor jacks are made of steel. Well, he's saying that's very light. Outdoor jacks must weigh between 225 and 285 grams.
Okay.
The outdoor jacks are 382 grams up to 453 grams. So they're about 100 grams heavier. And David Holt has picked it up. As soon as the umpires handed him the jack, he said, well, that's not the right jack.
Has this ever happened to you before, Adam? Lost the jack?
No, never, mate. No. I've heard of Robbie Prella driving one into Kentucky Fried Chicken, but that's...
He'd have followed it into, wouldn't he?
Right out.
What's the position there, Adam?
We've got a couple, but they're a long way away.
Well, a remarkable end of bowls is
Could get
about to
inside,
end.
misses a ball. Good way.
He needs a clear road.
Down.
He's got through, and he's got the shot.
I could roll it.
In the end,
he's found it.
quite amazing
Yes.
end of bowls. It's 1 to England. They move along to 8. So having relocated the jack, we can restart the match. 20 to 8 Australia, and this is the 17th of potentially 21 ends. We may not get to 21, I think, if Australia can protect most of this margin.
Great start, David. Bit more, come on.
Really made a match-winning start, Australia, to 9-1 after 4 ends, and Steve Glasson, who will play singles against Merv King. Steve, this can't do your confidence any harm watching this performance by your boys.
This has been a tremendous performance. They jumped out of the box so quick, and I mean, Adam Jeffery's just been on fire. He's just nailed it all game, and if on the odd occasion he has missed or something's gone a bit haywire, Rex has been straight in there and converted straight away. It's been a really top performance by the boys.
Near as you can, your weight's good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
When was the last time you lost a jack, Steve?
Well, certainly not indoor anyway. That's it's quite scary. So it was a big hit, wasn't it? He really went after that one. I think that was a bit of maybe frustration coming out there too.
Looking good again, Davey.
Oh, he's certainly got a good contact.
A bit more.
It's about the first drive in the series, Steve, that I think Stephen Farrish has hit.
Well, I hope it's not a turning point then.
I mean, it's a good tactic. What you mentioned there, Steve, a good tip for all players, that it is good at times to release that frustration, isn't it, with a powerful drive every now and then?
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, there's no doubt he would be frustrated. There's nothing worse than going out and playing for your country and being on the receiving end of a bit of a drubbing, but I dare say, as you say, that would have been a lot of frustration coming out as well, and he probably feels a lot better for it now.
One of the jack. Oh, shot one down.
Do you ever find it, when you're in a situation, Steve, of being up quite a bit quite early to maintain your focus?
I think, no, not really. I mean, you know, the boys are probably, they were probably a little shell-shocked early jumping out to such a big lead, but, you know, they're probably also pumped and thinking, well, this is great, you know, we're off to a good start, and the last thing they're going to do is relax and let the Englishmen back into the game. So they'll be ecstatic with the lead they've got, and they'll be, I'm sure, doing everything possible to see that they maintain that.
Oh, it's a shame that you said that, Steve, because just further refuted the great theory that I was floating earlier, that it can sometimes work against you to be
I
up
think,
there.
I think when you one test all and it's a crucial game,
you'd rather be up and down.
No relaxing whatsoever.
Third shot's 8 or 9 inches, that third shot.
Aye, where they?
10 inches.
Behind or drawing it?
Yeah, just try and drop around that one, mate.
Waving the towel there. I think he's had enough. You'd almost, Steve, expect them to shake hands and perhaps be keen to get off the rink and focus on the remaining 2 matches in this test.
I certainly don't think they'll be thinking about winning this game, put it that way. It's hard to say just what's going through their mind, whether they're going to try a few different things or salvage something out of it. So maybe just a bit of confidence for later on. But I think they'll be pretty happy to get off quick.
And Steve, just quickly, what's your head-to-head story with Merv?
Look, I've played Merv. I'm guessing I've got a terrible memory for that. Maybe half a dozen times, and I honestly couldn't tell you. I know we sort of beat one another. I might be just a nose in front, but you know, I'm expecting a very tight, hard-fought match. He's been playing well throughout the series, so
well, see what happens
hopefully it should be a very good game.
Good luck, Steve, and thanks for your comments.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
They've squirted the jack out and possibly got a result here, but Rex Johnson still has one to play.
Yard to a metre close.
Very good weight. Stephen Farrish pumped the short bowls onto the shot bowl. Jack goes sideways, 1 down to 2 up. Johnston has just over a metre of room.
Oh, Rexy. Run, mate, run.
Needs to arrive.
Good enough, well played. Oh.
Yeah, he's done that. And it's another one to Australia. 21-8 after 17 ends. 13 shot lead for Australia. Who'd have thought it?
Almost certain, Steve, that the England pair would be thinking to themselves, this will be the last end. I think they might
Good, mate. 1 yard.
shake hands at the completion of this end. 21-8 behind. David Holt has had a very indifferent game.
Down. One down you come, Davey. Got a good weight. Bit more. Excellent pace. Well done, Davey.
Well, I'm sure that Merv King hasn't much enjoyed watching this contest. Merv, it's been surprisingly one-sided, hasn't it?
Yeah, it have indeed. Not looking very good at all, and a long way to come back now, obviously.
Run now, Edge. You got a beauty, mate. Well done. Well played.
Nevertheless, very important, I suppose, for David and Stephen to keep their spirits up. There's a potentially very important triples match coming.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, it's going to be a hard one. The triples been playing very well, and we've not really got it together in the triples, but we'll do our best.
Extra pressure on you now for the singles match against Steve, Merv.
Yeah, he's got enough pressure as it is how he's playing, so it's not going to help things too much. But I'll give him best shot.
Have you given it much thought as to perhaps what tactics you'll employ against Steve, Mervyn?
I'll try him on the short ones, I think, but be short, long all the time, I think. I've been leading against him so far.
A lot of people here are really looking forward to this clash. You really outled Steve in the second test, you know, up front. So, and I guess that's perhaps an indication of how the singles might be played as well.
I hope so. Yeah, if I can keep that up, it'll be a good game.
And no doubt your manager sitting alongside you, John Bell, will be hoping that you'll have a win to keep the series alive.
Yeah, he'll be on my back, I think.
Well, good luck, Merv. Hope you enjoy the singles.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
That's there from Merv King. We appreciate the players offering us some comments during play or from the grandstand. It's great to have their contribution.
Another drive coming up from Farrish. Well controlled weight this time.
Yep. Connection.
Looks to have
Bit of luck now.
the inside edge of the second shot onto the jack. Good result.
Yep, that'll lose.
Jack will be respotted. 2 metres off the bank.
Lost it again.
One down, mate.
He says that we lost the jack again. What a sense of humour. Good solid strike off the second shot onto the jack, and the jack comes back 2 metres from the bank, 1 metre inside the rink. Rex Johnston 1 down, 1.5 metres in which to draw the shot.
Shot here.
Would not be a problem for Rex.
Well played.
Just needs to apply the brakes.
The second time Farrish has been faced drawing to the spot on the green, so he dropped badly short on his previous occasion. Almost expects Stephen to correct from that previous delivery and draw the shot.
Oh, that's beautifully done from Stephen Farrish. Pick up a shot there.
Well, the teams finally called it a day after the 20th end. The scoreline for Australia, 22-10, a comprehensive victory, and it was a pretty happy Adam Jeffery who spoke to Steve Boylan.
Congratulations, Adam. Well done. You got off to a great start.
Yeah, we got out of the blocks early and deciding test match, so the first rub was always important.
Tactically, how did you approach the game today? Anything different?
No, we thought we'll have a go at those short ends, and we got the sort of the monkey off our back, and we showed them that we could play short ends, and our game plan was to throw it long, but you know, if they threw it short, we could you know, equal to the task.
Well, a big win there for Australia in the pairs, and they're now in the box seat in this third and final test. Next match is the singles, and what an important one it is for Steve Glasson. If he can get over the line, they've secured the series, but he'll meet tough opposition from the experienced Merv King. That'll be here again at the Tweed Heads Club on the Gold Coast, and we hope you can join us. I'm Steve Rabilliard on behalf of the ABC crew. Goodbye for now.